not to come to an agreement, find solutions with each other. And I think that's a point that people never make. The second is about the administration. I don't believe there can be any possible chance of this administration doing anything that will create peace. I have followed them very closely. They say one thing, they do another. I think that this is an administration that always takes the maximalist position on anything. Whenever it talks about wanting compromise, be it over Ukraine, Taiwan, the Middle East, Gaza, whatever, what they're basically doing is stringing us along. I've come to that conclusion. Many governments around the world have done. The Chinese complain about it. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And the third is I think eventually there will be peace in the Middle East. I think there has to be, because there is no other ultimate way forward. And the sooner we start moving towards good faith negotiations, the better, and stop empowering these extreme elements, these maximalist elements, who, of course, because they're being empowered, they can always come back and say to other people in Israel, we don't need to negotiate. We can have it all because the Americans are behind us. The moment that ends, those people will diminish. That, again, is absolutely clear to me. So over you to Professor Sachs.
Yeah, just a word about good faith. You know, we are roughly 1 century into this conflict. It started in World War I, so it's a little more than 1 century with the Balfour Declaration, Versailles, the British Mandate, and so forth. So we go back a century. There has never been good faith by Britain or the United States for one moment in this region. And the modus operandi has always been manipulate, divide and conquer, the most basic maxim of empire. And what the US and Britain have never done is dealt honestly with the Arab world. There is an Arab League, there is diplomacy, there is Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Saudis, the Gulf Cooperation Council, and so forth. They get together. If we had true good faith negotiations between the United States, EU, by the way, the P5, because China and Russia can be absolutely helpful in making peace in this region, because there's no divide among the great powers, so-called, in actually desiring peace and in a sensible way. But what the U.S. continues to do is think it can game it, manipulate it, fake it, delay it. And of course, the Israel lobby is relentless in its pressure, and I think its destructiveness of Israel's, even its survival, the way that things are going, if it continues this extremist course. So I just want to underscore good faith. Good faith means that the countries of the region are actually treated with respect, honesty, transparency, because everybody in the region has the same incentive for peace and the same view, which is 2 states living side by side in security, and leave us alone. We have other things we want to do rather than engulf ourselves in endless war. So good faith would be the way to make it happen. I think you said it absolutely perfectly.